Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Mr. Depp.
Good afternoon.
Johnny Depp begins his testimony by addressing the jury directly. He is clear and firm, stating that 6 years ago, Miss Heard made heinous and disturbing accusations against him that were based in no species of truth. This immediately sets the stage. Depp is not here to apologize, but to firmly deny the core claim of abuse, stating nothing of the kind had ever happened.
Can you please tell the jury why you're here today?
Yes. About 6 years ago, Miss Heard made some quite heinous and disturbing, brought these disturbing criminal acts against me that were not based in any species of truth. It was a complete shock that it just didn't need to go in that direction, as nothing of the kind had ever happened, though.
While acknowledging that there were arguments in the relationship, Depp delivers his central denial. Never did I, myself, reach the point of striking Miss Heard in any way. He then broadens this to an undeniable statement about his character. Nor have I ever struck any woman in my life. This is the ultimate defense, a categorical denial that he has ever been an abuser.
The relationship, there were arguments and things of that nature, but never did I myself reach the point of striking Miss Heard in any way, nor have I ever struck any woman in my life.
Depp explains the lawsuit's deepest motivation, his children. He describes the accusations becoming a global, quote-unquote, fact that harmed his kids, who were 14 and 16 and in high school. He found it diabolical that they had to see the infamous People magazine cover showing Heard with a bruise. As a parent, do you think this is a valid reason to pursue a high-stakes public lawsuit?
And so at the time, because the news of this, her accusations had sort of permeated the industry and then made its way through media and social media, became quite a global let's say, quote-unquote, fact, if you will. And since I knew that there was no truth to it whatsoever, I felt it my responsibility to stand up not only for myself in that instance, but stand up for my children, who at the time were 14 and 16, and so they were in high school, and I thought it was diabolical that my children would have to go to school and have their friends or people in the school approach them with the infamous People magazine cover with Miss Heard with a a dark bruise on her face.
The damage kept getting bigger and bigger. Depp stresses that his responsibility was to clear my children of the horrid thing they were forced to read about their father. This shifts the focus from Hollywood gossip to the emotional damage inflicted on his family, making his legal fight seem more about protection than celebrity ego.
And then it just kept it kept multiplying. It just kept getting bigger and bigger. So it was my responsibility, I felt, to not only attempt to clear my name for the sake of, well, for many reasons, but I wanted to clear my children of this horrid thing that they were having to read about their father which was untrue.
Reflecting on his long career, Depp says the accusations killed me because he feared people he had mentored and helped over the years would now think he was a fraud and had lied to them. He states his singular goal is the truth, and he felt a responsibility to finally address the charges that were simply not true.
And also, after many years of being in this industry, at the time, I'd probably been in the industry 30 plus years, 35 years. Never had any problems, anything like that. And I had met many people over the years, many of the people, and had the opportunity to talk to those people and to even give advice to these people. And I'm not. My goal is the truth. My goal is the truth because it killed me that people that I had spoken with, that I had met with over the years, who maybe were in a not such a great position and they needed advice, and I gave them the best advice I could. All I could think of was that those people would think that I was a fraud and that I had lied to them. And
the sheer emotional toll of the 6-year ordeal is palpable. Depp describes the sudden, devastating shift in his public image, going from Cinderella, so to speak, to Quasimodo. He uses this dramatic comparison to show how quickly his reputation was destroyed. He ends by reaffirming his obsession with the truth, stating that lies constantly compounding themselves are too much to cover.
So I had to wait for my opportunity to address the charges, which were criminal charges. And they just weren't true. So I felt the responsibility of...
This is a crucial line. Depp states this is the first opportunity that I've been able to speak about this case in full for the first time. This frames his entire testimony as a desperate, long overdue moment of clarity after years of forced silence and negative media coverage.
Clearing the record as the only way that I could get to the point where I could speak has really taken this full 6 years. And it's been 6 years of trying times. It's very strange when one day you're Cinderella, so to speak, and then in 0.6 seconds you're Quasimodo. And I didn't deserve that, nor did my children, nor did the people who have believed in me for all these years. I didn't want any of those people to believe that I had done them wrong or lied to them or that I was a fraud. I pride myself on honesty. I pride myself on truth. Truth is the only thing I'm interested in. Other lies will get you nowhere, but lies build upon lies and build upon lies. It's too much to cover. I'm obsessed with the truth, and so today is.
When asked about the pain of airing intimate details, Depp speaks as a father who always sought to shield my children from the public spotlight. He admits that spilling the truth is quite exposing for himself, his family, and even for Heard. He repeats his lament that the matter never had to go in this direction.
It's the first opportunity that I've been able to speak about this case in full for the first time.
Depp concludes this section with his core resolve.
Mr.
I
Depp, how
can't
do you
say
feel
that I'm
about the
embarrassed because I know that I'm doing the right thing. This reinforces his position that the lawsuit is a matter of integrity. The focus then shifts to his childhood upbringing, promising the jury context for his life and character.
The details of your life being aired in this process.
As a father, raising kids, when they were very, very little, it was important to me, very important to me, to try to shield my children as much as possible from looking at their father or their mom, for that matter, as novelties. I didn't want my children to experience hordes of paparazzis. So I was always a very private person. So for me to come up here and stand before you, or sit before you all, and spill the truth is quite exposing. And it's unfortunate that it's not only exposing for myself, it's exposing for my family, it's exposing for Miss Heard, it's exposing for, it never had to go in this direction. And so I can't say that I'm embarrassed because I know that I'm doing the right thing.
Now, Mr. Depp, I'd like to turn a bit to your upbringing. We heard a bit from your sister Christy last week, but can you please tell the jury in your own words about your childhood upbringing?
Professional overview, defamation claim, and justification for lawsuit. This segment opened Johnny Depp's testimony in his defamation suit, where he was called to explain his presence in court. Summary of key testimony. Denial of abuse. Depp unequivocally and repeatedly denied ever striking Amber Heard or any woman in his life, branding Heard's accusations as heinous and without any species of truth. Primary motivation: children. His strongest stated reason for the lawsuit was to protect his children from the public, negative media portrayal of their father, specifically mentioning the People magazine cover. The truth. Depp framed the lawsuit as a duty to clear the record and expose the truth after 6 years of silence and widespread media condemnation. Emotional impact. He described the destruction of his reputation as a sudden, severe fall from grace, likening himself from moving from Cinderella to Quasimodo. Broader implications. Depp successfully used his opening testimony to position himself as a protective father and a man of integrity,
fighting for his reputation rather than just a celebrity seeking financial revenge.